quick background on what I do. So I work with a firm called 100 Point Capital. We are a $6 billion AUM manager focused on investing in minority equity stakes in other asset managers across private markets. So that's private equity, that's private credit, a little bit of real estate, a little bit of infrastructure. And so what I'll share is some of what we see those sorts of managers investing in and how they think about the landscape, and then a little bit about how we think about then investing in asset managers as well, which is kind of a separate sort of asset class. If anybody thinks that's boring, just, raise your hand. I'll stop talking about that. But yeah, one of the interesting things, lately, clearly there's a lot of uncertainty. There's macro uncertainty, policy uncertainty, interest rate uncertainty, a lot of things moving around. And our view is those things there's always going to be that kind of element. There's something that you didn't expect, couldn't price in. And so where we've noticed within our portfolio, within the investments that we're assessing, those managers that are in today's environment, actively deploying, actively realizing investments, actively raising more money, are those that have some right to win in the areas where they're invested, right? That could be niche, people that are focused on a particular niche and have an expertise in kind of the underwriting. That could be other managers that have an expertise in originating investments, and so they don't have to take things that come off the run or from Wall Street or, through an intermediated process. Sometimes that may be managers that are better at, I think the point on communication, better at telling their story and communicating why the things that they do, even though they may not be a top decile returning manager, they're able to design investment products in ways that fit what different types of investors are looking for. And so we've seen in those areas the folks that have been most successful are the most interesting investment opportunities and then have had the most success with investors, with their underlying portfolios, is those people that have had some reason, something that's differentiating them from the other folks in the market, right? Some way of having something that is a little bit of a moat, so that, one of the major, especially in private markets, right, as you look at capital is starting to concentrate in the 10 largest private markets asset managers, probably going to raise 60% of the money that is raised in private markets. And that kind of trend looks like it is continuing to, continue further upward. And so having that, ability to differentiate yourself is really critical, especially as you think about everyone else that's not one of the top 10 managers